Magandang araw sa inyong lahat.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening po sa lahat ng nakikinig po.
Hello to all our viewers from here and around the world.
Napakaganda na ating talinteman ngayong hapon ito.
Isang mainit na pagbati po sa inyong lahat.
Well, friends,
welcome to the Bridges Show.
I'm very happy to be here, and I think it should be a really interesting and fun topic.
What are the things you want to learn? So I want to take it from there and then I listen to them.
meron silang mga mithiin upang maging makabuluhan pa ang pagiging Katoliko. Lalong-lalo na sa susunod na henerasyon.
Sa akin po, sa mga kabataan, use competence as a basis.
In real life, hindi naman talaga tayo tumitigil sa buhay. Kailangan talaga tuloy lang ang buhay kahit anong challenges natin.
Palawan, Cebu, Baguio City, Atty. Dwight, pati La Union. So we are saying that revenge travel is real.
Mas kailangan natin na i-share ang hiwaga ng SMEO sa mga tao.
Food and health should go hand in hand. So yan ang gusto naming paratingin sa gobyerno.
If you will just devote your life teaching, hindi ka yayaman sa pera, pero yayaman ka sa tao.
Siyempre, ang pinakamaganda po naman sa ating universidad ay yung talagang natuturuan po tayo kung paano maging mabuting tao.
Happy anniversary to Bridges! Here at Bridges, we build bridges of faith, bridges of hope, and bridges of love.
Once in a while, we see promising startups emerge to fulfill unforeseen needs, drive innovation, and create new opportunities. Some are always willing to push the boundaries by accelerating collaborative innovation to address consumer needs and gaps. In this week's episode of Bridges, let's talk about the role of startups in innovation and vice versa, and how to introduce products to the market that enhance value for customers. With our special guest, Mr. Jonald Justine Itugot, let us talk more about it. I am Claude Despabiladeras, and I'm happy to be your host for today in Bridges. And actually, I'm a returning host. I've hosted Bridges a number of times since it started some years back, a few years ago. And thank you very much for inviting me to co-host this episode because I was starting to miss doing this. And with me today, by the way, I'm from the College of Education of UST, proud UST alumnus, go UST. With me today to host this show is none other than the Assistant Manager of TOMASInno Center, Engineer Noel Aban.
Good afternoon, Sir Claude. Patingin ko rin yung mga nasa ibang bansa. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. To all first-time viewers, Bridges is a University of Santo Tomas Alumni Association virtual talk show that showcases and provides notable Thomasian alumni an opportunity to share their experiences and expertise on various topics for lifelong learning. For today's episode is brought to you by the UST TOMASInno Center. Ito po ang aming center na ipapaliwanag ko sa inyo later, and also by the UST Alumni Association Incorporated. But before we continue, let us ask our audience, if you won't mind, to please remember to like and share our show and subscribe to our UST Thomasian Alumni Community YouTube channel and follow our Facebook page. Ito po ay isang malaking pagsuporta sa ating programa. Maraming salamat po. Sir Claude?
You know, before anything else, Sir Engineer Noel, may I say na I'm excited to be hosting Bridges for the first time with you po. So, Engineer, can you tell us more about yourself and what you do as Assistant Manager of the TOMASInno Center?
Ayun, tama yun, Sir Claude. I am actually the Assistant Manager of the TOMASInno Center. The TOMASInno Center is actually an organization part of UST that basically provides mentorship. No, we actually are guiding inventors, researchers, even students, no, to hopefully commercialize their products and services. Yung mga idea nila, Sir Claude, researchers, so that it will not remain idea, tinutulungan namin yan na ibig sabihin maging isang product na maayos at magkaroon ng marketing program, magkaroon ng financing program and everything. So we kind of help our these inventors, and researchers to make their ideas come true. But not only to make it happen, but basically para gawing commercial, ibig sabihin maibenta, makatulong sa ibang tao, makatulong sa ibang environment. So that is basically what UST Tomasino Center does.
Oh, wow.
Sir Claude?
Alam niyo, sir, kasi UST produces a lot of brilliant minds conceiving amazing ideas. So after they graduate, what do they do? Where do they go? Who would they seek to help them out, diba? So it's good na merong ganyang organization sa UST na tumutulong sa kanila, diba? Maganda po yun, engineer.
Alam mo Sir Claude, long time ago when we graduate from schools, usually the track is to go to employment. Ika nga, maghanap ng trabaho. Pero right now, given the behavior of the millennials, the Gen Z, they would like actually to work, but at the same time, have a business on the side. Kaya yung entrepreneurship, kumbaga parang it became so popular, especially nowadays. And yun, we have the responsibility to teach them on how to run businesses. Yan.
Sir, you are the perfect co-host for this episode. Hearing the things that you're telling us, no? So, sir, wag na po nating patagalin pa, engineer. Please do introduce our guest for today, who will enlighten us more about our topic on innovations and startups.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I'm very honored to introduce our guest today. Justine Itugot is a teacher by profession who is currently the founder and CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Cerebro. Cerebro is a courseware that features ready-made digital teaching resources that allow teachers handling K-12 levels to reduce their preparation time by up to 400 hours per year. Alam mo, Sir Claude, usually when teachers are conducting their classes, they're using a sort of a platform, like in our case, Canvas, Blackboard, no, in the case of UST. However, the thing that you put into the platform, ang tawag dun yung mga lessons, yung mga topics, that requires time. Ibig sabihin, to do the preparation, doon nauubos yung time ng teacher. And the good thing about Cerebro is they develop the content, the digital teaching resources. It is made available especially to the K-12 teachers, so that hindi ka nga at least makakatipid sila ng about around 400 hours per year. That's quite a lot, no? So just going back, Justine graduated with a bachelor's degree in secondary education from the UST College of Education in 2011. As he entered the world of startups, he completed the Idea Space Acceleration Program in 2020, and he was also part of the batch of UST TOMASInno Center dito nga sa amin. Since then, he and his startup received various grants and recognitions from the government and private sector, both in the Philippines and abroad. So, to share with us more about what he does in his exciting world of innovation, let us welcome to the show Mr. Justine Itugot. Sir Justine.
Hello po, Sir Noel and Sir Claude. Thank you po for the opportunity na makibahagi sa inyo and with other Thomasians from all over the world who are watching us right now. Especially that the topic for this afternoon is very close to my heart. It's about innovations and startups. Thank you po for the invitation and I'm glad to be here with you this afternoon.
Justin, quadricentennial graduate ka pala.
Oh, quadricentennial, yeah. Batch 2011. Ang daming mga ganap sa UST by that time.
What an exciting year, no? When did
Yeah.
pag tinanong ka, when did you graduate? Quadri year, 2011.
Yeah. Yun lang ang sinasabi ko sa pag kami nagtatanong, what year did you graduate? Quadri, alam na nilang lahat. And I'm very proud to say na lagi ko sinasabi yung pangalan ko, isa sa mga nandoon sa time capsule, no, pagpasok ng UST. Kasi 2011, no, nandun yung pangalan ng lahat ng mga gumraduate for that year. So, yeah, very historic moment. Yeah.
Naiingit ako.
Very historic.
Anong major mo?
Yeah, very interesting to, no? Kasi my major is actually religious education. So it's not related to anything that I'm doing right now.
Wow. Kaya godly, a godly guest.
Yeah, sabi ko, lagi kong sinasabi when I'm asked to share about how I started, no, I know all things about prayer, but I'm not really a tech person from the start. But what I can say is that I'm really a teacher by profession, and what I'm doing now is still very close to teaching, no? Hindi nga lang siguro actual classroom teaching, but more on the support side.
Oh, wow. Good. That's good to know. By the way, I remember several months back last year and in previous years, one usual question that we ask here on Bridges, a guest, any standout memory during your college days?
Well, siguro, pinaka-standout na memory ko, lahat yung quadricentennial activities. Kasi parang we prepared for that event since we were in first year. Diba? Parang napakatagal siyang pinaghandaan and talaga naman, it's a really big event. Diba, meron siya papal legate in the Philippines na someone representing the Pope. Parang it's really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity na yung mga ibang batch baka nga hindi nila na-experience yung ganong klase na experience. So, since I'm part of the religious education majors, so most of our activities are actually aligned with the religious activities of the university. So, part kami ng mga nag-organize ng mga religious activities ng university that time. And we were able to meet the bishops, the cardinals of the Philippines. Very close to them talaga, no? We're on the front row seats, assisting them in whatever they need. It's really memorable for me.
Good. Okay. So anyway, I think Mr. Noel Aban, engineer, he left us for a moment, but we hope he joins us again. Oh, there he is. So can you tell us something? Can you tell us more about Cerebro, even though engineer talked to us about it briefly?
Okay. So actually si Sir Noel, no, kung meron man talagang kakakilala sa Cerebro from the start, it's actually Sir Noel. Because when we entered the Thomasianno Center, we have some traction at that time. We have some paying clients, pero kakaunti pa lang. And it's really Sir Noel Aban who helped us na mas maayos yung business model namin. We have the product, but we don't know anything about marketing it, about the business side of it, no? Kasi we are teachers by profession, but making it into a commercial business is a different thing. And we're really thankful to Engineer Noel Aban for that. So just to give you a background, we are actually a digital content provider for schools. So we provide ready-made lessons, quizzes, test banks, and ebooks for schools on an online platform that we manage for them. So we can help their teachers save up to 400 hours of preparation time per year. So just a simple analogy, if you're familiar with Google Classroom or any learning management system, nabanggit ni Sir Noel kanina, no? When you log in there, it's empty, it's blank. So if you want to share learning materials to your students, the teachers will still have to prepare their own PowerPoint presentations, create their own quizzes, and kung sanay sila na magturo ng face-to-face classes, they might have cartulinas pa, and they would have to digitize everything. And that would take them around 2 hours per day. No, kung isa lang yung klase mo, pero if you have 8 classes, then you would have to multiply that by 8. So what we did was to digitize everything, since everywhere in the Philippines, the curriculum is the same. Diba, ang 1+1 sa Luzon, parehas pa rin, 2 pa rin ang sagot sa Mindanao. So we just digitize everything that we can standardize, place it in a learning management system that we manage ourselves, and we are able to help teachers to save time for their personal life and for their families.
I can relate because I was a teacher and I still am a teacher, and yung preparation time talaga ng lesson, pagpupuyatan, aside from checking papers and all that. So, engineer, you must be so
Tama.
proud of Justine.
I completely agree with you, Sir Claude. You could imagine, you prepare lessons, you prepare the PowerPoint, then you have to read all the essays, all the reports, then yun pa, yung grading. So, hindi mo malaman talaga kung paano mo pagkakasyahin yung oras mo, no? Just to be able to deliver a good quality education, no? And good thing, no, if you have all the different modules in your say for example Canvas or platform, ang laking luwag talaga. I can always talk about it. Marami
Kumbaga, aaralin mo na lang, sir, ano? Nandiyan na yung materials, ma-browse mo na lang siya kasi if you are assigned as a teacher, expected na alam mo na kung ano ituturo mo. You just have to prepare yourself on how you will actually deliver these lessons. So instead of preparing 2 hours per day, kahit mga 15 to 30 minutes na lang, just to browse these materials, then you're good to go.
Sabi ko nga kay Sir Justine, bakit sa K-12 lang? Wala pa ba sa tertiary yan sa college? O kung gusto mo kahit sa entrepreneurship, tutulungan ka namin. Pero mas kailangan ng K-12 yun.
Yeah. Maybe in the near future. Bakit hindi?
Yes.
In the near future.
Kaya pag tinignan po, Sir Claude, there's really a big room, a big market, no, for what Sir Justine is doing. And by the way, Sir Justine, could you explain, no, to the viewers as well, paano mo, sir, nakilala yung Tomasino Center? How ibig sabihin, how were you able to enter the Tomasino Center? Kasi to be honest with you, Sir Claude, ang Tomasino Center from the previous years, bago pa lang siya. So the awareness is not really that
I myself am learning more about it today in this episode. So yeah, Sir Justine.
Yeah. So when the pandemic started kasi, dito nakita talaga yung malaking need for digitizing e-learning, yung teaching materials natin. Kasi kung hindi naman nag-pandemic, lahat naman ng teachers ngayon nakakartulina pa rin or Manila paper, di ba? So when the pandemic started, kasi I was already serving that time as a department head in one university. And doon, nag-start na kami talaga na mag-digitize ng mga contents namin. So, what I did was, when I was heading also the e-learning implementation of that university, so I asked the teachers na kung meron sila mga PowerPoint, ilagay na nila at magamit ng ibang mga teachers. So, when I saw that this is something that we can actually commercialize, that's the time that I applied sa Idea Space Acceleration Program. So Idea Space Acceleration Program is run by the Metro Pacific Group, no, yung kila Manny Pangilinan. So Manny Pangilinan is the chairman of the board of Idea Space. So it's backed by PLDT and Smart. So what they do is they support startups from kung meron ka ng minimum viable product, they will help you refine that product, test it sa market, and para siyang a sort of a competition. So if you're familiar doon sa K-drama na startup, parang ganon, no? So you have the product, you refine your idea, test it in the market, and in the end, merong top na winners kung sino yung mga aabot doon sa demo day. So fortunately, we were among the top 8 na nakatapos doon sa demo day. Nagsimula kami, no, from the top 100, tapos naging top, I guess 50, yun yung mga nare-receive namin na email. Tapos, we had an interview, no, one-on-one. Tapos, in-announce na nila yung top 30. Then yung top 30, nag-undergo ng 2 weeks na bootcamp. Tapos, bigla nga kasi nagkaroon ng pandemic, so naging online yung bootcamp namin. And after that, meron kami 4 months of acceleration program na we set our own milestones for our startup. Dapat by month 1, ito na na-achieve namin. By month 4, ito na na-achieve namin. Then they give financial grants din naman to help us achieve those milestones. Then the program ended December of that year. Pero sa tingin ko, there's something that we are still lacking. Yeah, meron kaming product. Na-define namin yung product namin. But how do we actually turn this into a real business? Okay, gusto ng mga users yung product namin, but how do we price it? Di ba? How do we compare this with competitors? And fortunately, one of my batchmates sa Idea Space Acceleration Program was a mentor pala ng first batch ng Thomasianno Center na incubatees, no? Si Junver from Giving Hero. Tapos, nakita ko na parang meron siyang na-share yata or nabanggit that time about the Idea Space about the Thomasianno Center's incubation program. Tapos nakalagay doon na open for Thomasians and non-Thomasians. So I tried applying lang, Google form lang yon. Then I received an email a few days after inviting me for an interview. Tapos sabi during the interview, alam mo, hindi to first time na narinig ka namin. We actually watched your demo day sa Idea Space. So they knew about me already. And yun, parang sa tingin ko, it's something like a match made in heaven, no? Kasi yung idea ko talaga na magkaroon ng e-learning related product did not just start during the pandemic. Hindi din siya nag-start ng teacher na ako. Pero when we were still studying in UST, siguro you're familiar din also, Sir Claude, di ba? We have the ELIP that time, the e-learning access program, na parang ang UST meron, nung nagtuturo na ako, wala siya sa ibang school. Akala ko it's a standard for most schools. So, longing for an e-learning product, longing for an e-learning solution, alam ko na meron sa UST, wala sa ibang school. At kung kailangan kong gumawa ng ganito, meron pa bang ibang makakatulong sa akin kundi UST? So, yun, no? I was so glad to have been accepted into their program. And with the help also of the Thomasianno Center, even after I finished their program, they also assisted me in securing grants from the government, particularly from the Department of Science and Technology, for further product research and development. So simula noon, hindi ko na binitawan yung Thomasianno Center. No? Even I graduated already from our batch. So I joined their team as a startup mentor na. So I'm mentoring startups now who are undergoing the program. And alam mo, Sir Claude, sa sobrang pagmamahal ko na sa Thomasianno Center, you know, our office now is located sa taas ng Thomasianno Center. So, lagi kami nagkikita nila Sir Noel doon. So, yun, that's how I learned about Thomasianno Center and that's how our relationship went.
Grabe, nag-level up. Ganun naman talaga in life, di ba? First tayong tinuturuan, then we learn, and it's our time to become mentors.
Yeah.
Actually,
So,
Sir
speaking
Claude.
of- Yes, go ahead, attorney.
Sorry.
Engineer.
Actually, Sir Claude, si Justin is now the ambassador of Thomasianno Center. No, talagang ano, he is the model of Thomasianno Center right now. Kaya yun nga, for events like this, no, talagang si Sir Justin ang best person to talk.
Yeah. Of course, you know, an ambassador should be able to speak substantially of the organization, and he's the perfect guy.
Oo. And the good thing about Justin, no, talagang he absorbs all the learning and everything, yung do's and don'ts ng business modeling, yung pivoting process and everything, ginawa niya lahat yun, no? And yun, he was very, very successful.
Pero nung una, alam mo, Sir Claude, nung una, kino-question ko pa yung pinapagawa ni Sir Noel eh. Kasi when we were dun sa ibang startup programs, they only asked us to have 9 to 11 slides of a pitch deck. So, it's just a PowerPoint presentation na nandun na lahat ng tungkol sa business mo. Pero Sir Noel was the first one who asked us to create more than 20 pages of a business plan, complete with competitive analysis, mga financial projection. Parang sa akin, hindi to uso sa mga startups eh, hindi to ginagawa. 'Di ba? Kadalasan, if you have the idea, test it agad. Kung merong may gusto, ibenta mo sa kanila, then you have the sale. That's how startups work. 'Di ba? Kapag nakita mo na maraming nangangailangan nito, offer your product to a big corporation with the hopes na ma-acquire ka nila, 'di ba? Dito po ang problema mo. You have money until retirement. Ganun kadalasan sa mga startups. Pero you know, if I'm comparing myself now dun sa mga startups na hindi dumaan sa mga incubation programs like that of the Thomasianno Center, ang dami mga startups ang nagfe-fail. Bakit? Kasi yung knowledge nila about their startup and about their product is just a 9 to 11 slide of a PowerPoint presentation. It's not as extensive as what we have in the business plan that Sir Noel and the Thomasianno Center has asked us to do. It gave us the opportunity to understand our business better, na kahit ngayon, halimbawa, kahit mahirapan kaming kumuha ng funding or ng investment from other investors, we are sustainable. So, really talaga, hats off to the management of the Thomasianno Center for giving us that type of an experience.
Mr. Justin, we'd also like to ask you about, your background as a teacher before. So maybe briefly, you can tell us about your shift from being a full-time teacher to being a full-time startup founder. And where did you
Yeah.
teach? What?
Yeah, actually, I have around mga more than 10 years din no ng teaching. When I started the startup kasi, I did not actually leave teaching right away. Sabi ko, ang pamantayan ko sa sarili ko, I will only leave teaching kung kaya ko nang ibigay sa sarili ko yung sweldo na nakukuha ko sa university before. And fortunately, dumating naman tayo doon sa time na yon, no? Pero 'di ba kadalasan sir sinasabi, pagka teacher ka lalo pagka private school kasi ang major ko religious education. Wala namang religious education sa public schools. We have values education or GMRC, but still different yung focus, no? Kasi pag sinabing religious education, talagang focused ka sa Catholic faith, parang ganoon, no? So, talagang Catholic private schools lang ako nakakapagturo. Pag sa private school, ang iniisip agad maliit ang sweldo, 'di ba? Hindi ka yayaman sa pagtuturo, no? Lalo kung nasa private school ka lang. If you want a more sustainable o mas rewarding, lumipat ka sa public school para hintayin mo na lang yung retirement mo, then you'll get all the benefits. Pero I don't have that opportunity kasi nga ang tinuturo ko is religious education. So, pero hindi ako naiwan doon sa ganung klase ng mindset na gagawin ko lang to kasi passion ko to, hindi ako yayaman dito. Parang I've always looked for something that I can do na sa tingin ko, it will help me make my teaching career more sustainable. So, even before, no, on my first year of teaching, na wala pa akong idea talaga all about technology. Sabi ko kanina, hinanap ko kung paano magkakaroon ng learning management system or e-learning platform. Yung unang school na pinagturuan ko, which was just a medium-sized school here in Cavite City. I'm from Cavite pala, no? Owned by the sisters, mga madre, yung may-ari. And alam natin, pag medyo mga madre, mga conservative, no? Hindi sila ganun ka-open sa technology, no? So, and kahit na newly hired teacher ako, kasi nga, konti lang kami doon sa buong school, konti lang kami nagtuturo. I remember, first year of teaching ko, meron akong teaching load from kinder hanggang college, nagtuturo ako. Di ba? I have 36 units of teaching. Pasok ako ng 7 a.m., uwi ako ng 9 p.m. Para ma-compensate syempre kung ano yung pangangailangan ko by that time. Kasi I know, my basic salary that time i-share ko. Di ko naman pinangalanan yung school, ano. So, nasa around 8,500 pesos yung basic pay. And pag basic pay, ang regular teaching load, 24 units, di ba? So, kailangan mo, kung gusto mo ng mas mataas na salary, kukuha ka ng overload. So, nakakuha ko ng 36 units sa pagtuturo from kinder up to college, no? Tapos, ang hirap nga lang ng shift, no? Kausap ko ngayon, mga 5 years old, mamaya kausap ko mga 20 years old, di ba? So, medyo challenging siya. Then, sabi ko, ang hirap, no? I need to prepare different sets of teaching materials for all of them. I need to prepare handouts. I need to prepare cartolina, Manila paper. Sabi ko, hindi ba pwede na gumawa na lang ako ng PowerPoint na i-upload ko tapos share ko na lang sa kanila, less pa yung cost. Pero wala ngang e-learning platform yung school by that time. So, you know what I did? I remember myself walking to the office of the school directress, knocking on the door and asking her, "Sister, will you allow me na magkaroon ng access doon sa web server ng school?" So very traditional, it's not cloud hosted, it's in the office of the school directress. Nandoon yung server, nandoon yung CPU na hindi pinapatay 24/7 kasi nandoon yung website ng school. So, will you give me access to that web server? I will try to explore kung ano yung pwede kong gawin para magkaroon lang tayo ng e-learning platform. The directress allowed me. She gave me access to the web server. Pinatulungan niya ako doon sa, wala nga silang sariling IT team Meron lang na technician, no? Na siya yung nagme-maintain lang nung CPU doon. Sabi niya, okay, sige, pumunta ka ganito para matulungan ka na paano i-access yan. Now, okay, I now have the permission of the directress. Meron na lang ako isang problema. I don't know anything about technology. I don't know how to create an e-learning platform because, sabi ko nga kanina, sir, I know all things about prayer but nothing about technology. And, di ba, by that time, 2011, YouTube tutorials were not yet a thing. Wala pa mga Indian YouTubers na natuturo sa'yo paano gumawa ng isang platform, ng isang website, or even basic tasks in the computer. But you know what saved me that time? Sa National Bookstore, yung mga dilaw na book, di ba? Halimbawa, website creation for dummies. Mga ganoon, no? Yeah. How to create your own e-learning platform for dummies. So, I tried reading those books. Tapos, nakita ko merong mga sinasuggest doon ng mga websites na i-visit. I tried visiting those websites. And very technical pa yung mga jargon na nakalagay doon. Pero, since nakausap ko na yung directress, ayoko mapahiya. Kailangan, by next month, meron ako ma-produce na something para hindi naman sayang yung pagpayag niya sa akin. So, after a month, I was able to launch our school's e-learning platform. So, yun, nagsimula doon. Ginamit ko siya for my classes. I saw it effective. I encouraged my other co-teachers to use the same platform. Ginamit naman nila, at least for the first few weeks. Pero, the following months, nakita ko wala nang gumagamit. Ako na lang mag-isa. So, I started asking myself, bakit kaya hindi nila ginagamit? That was the first time that I realized that the reason why teachers don't actually use e-learning platforms, hindi dahil takot sila sa technology or ayaw nila itong gamitin. Gusto nilang technology. Alam nilang dadali ang buhay nila sa technology. But the amount of preparation. They have to digitize everything. They have to create PowerPoint presentations, Microsoft Word na handout, no, para makagawa sila ng PDF. Because in reality, a teacher can handle an entire lesson with only a whiteboard marker in his or her hand. Diba? Kahit whiteboard marker lang yan, makakapagturo yan. Pero sabihin mo sa kanya na ilagay niya lahat sa PowerPoint yung nalalaman niya, hindi niya gagawin. No? Pwede sa simula, kaya pa niya, pero pag araw-araw na niyang ginagawa, masyado nang matrabaho yun para sa kanya. After 2 years, I had an opportunity to transfer to a bigger school. Kapag transfer ako, and since alam na nila yung background ko, syempre nilagay ko na sa resume ko na nakakagawa na ako ng e-learning platform. So they asked me also to handle the e-learning implementation in that school. The school was in the middle of a shift from traditional textbooks to tablet. So, di ba, naalala nyo, nagkaroon ng time na parang naging fad yung paggamit ng tablets, replacement to textbooks. So, that time, I was one of those who started implementing yung mga tablets yon doon sa school na yon. And we also created an e-learning. Ito hindi naman to hosted, hindi naman siya owned ng mga madre tong school na to. So medyo mas progressive sila. It's owned by priests naman, mga pare. Tapos 2 years din ako nagstay doon sa school na yon. And mas na-develop na yung kahasaan ko sa e-learning. When I moved to a bigger university on my 5th year of teaching, they assigned me na to serve as the university's LMS coordinator or learning management system coordinator. And dito, so makikita mo sir, no, most of my assignments talaga is related na to e-learning. So unti-unti nang nababawasan yung paghawak ko sa religious education, more on technology na. So I stayed in that university for 7 years. I served as their learning management system coordinator. Nandun ako nung tumama yung Taal Volcano eruption na halos 1 buwan na walang pasok yung mga schools in the Philippines. Tapos kakabalik pa lang sa school ng February, nagkaroon naman ng coronavirus pandemic. Tapos for 2 years no, na walang in-person classes. So I was fortunate enough to have experienced all these problems na nakita ko na ano yung mga challenges ng mga schools in terms of e-learning implementation. At yun nga, from there, I was able to have a good understanding of the problem. And nakita ko na maybe this is something that I would like to do full-time. And I waited for the opportunity na magkaroon kami ng enough paying clients dito sa product na nagawa namin. And nung kaya ko na nga pasweldohin yung sarili ko ng at least kapantay nung sinusweldo ko dun sa university, sabi ko, okay, this is the sign. I may now leave full-time teaching. Pwede na akong mag full-time na startup founder. But, no, ngayon, sir, no, nung medyo na-manage ko na yung time ko, nag-start, parang nami-miss ko yung teaching eh. So, kumuha ko ng part-time, no, na teaching. 3 units lang, para lang masabi na nagtuturo pa rin ako. Ayoko kasi talaga iwan yung world of teaching. And for me, it will be hard for me to be an edtech startup founder. I'm talking to teachers, sasabihin ko naiintindihan ko yung problema nila when I'm already disconnected to that world. So, nagtuturo ako ngayon, pa 3 units every semester para lang kahit online, So, I'm still connected and I still understand the problems that teachers are facing nowadays. So, yun yung naging transition ko from full-time teaching to full-time startup founder.
Of course, nobody wants a volcano to erupt. Nobody wants a pandemic to happen. Pero how lucky for your school na andun ka because yung transition must have been easy.
Well,
I'm assuming.
siguro, it was not, masasabi ko challenging pa rin. Kasi, before the pandemic, meron na mga schools na gumagamit ng e-learning like UST. But nobody expected na halimbawa sa UST, lahat ng 40,000 students sabay-sabay magla-log in at the same time. No? Ang mangyayari dyan, magka-crash yung system, magka-crash yung server, hindi niya kayang i-manage yung ganung klase ng load. And that happened doon sa university. Hindi kinakaya. So every time that you experience a new challenge, there's a different way of solving it. And minsan, yung pag-solve dito, it will take some time din. But what I'm glad is that dahil nga meron akong past experience, mas naiintindihan ko bakit siya nangyayari. So, hindi ako blanco pagka nagkaroon ng ganitong problem na parang I'm staring at a blank sheet of paper. I don't know what's happening. No? So, I guess that helped. No? Siguro hindi naging ganon kahirap yung transition, but it's still challenging for some parts.
Ayun.
Engineer.
So Sir Justine, thank you for explaining to us your shift from teaching to being a startup founder. My big question right now is, since you are a startup founder now, what are your early challenges in being a startup founder?
Kasi sir, challenge talaga. Well, I understand my product. I understand my market. Kasi galing ako talaga sa field of education. Pero, mahirap yung pag-shift from an educator's mindset to a businessman's mindset. Magkaiba no? I can do this as a teacher, tapos papairalin ko yung passion ko para ma-improve ko na ma-improve yung product. Pero eventually, I will realize na hindi ako kumikita dito. It's not rewarding. No? Hindi siya nakakatulong sa pamilya ko. Ang dami kong oras na nilalagay dito, pero hindi siya nakakatulong sa pamilya ko. That's really a big adjustment for me at first. Lalo na sir, when we started joining startup programs, they are requiring founders to serve full-time doon sa startup. Kung hindi siguro nagkaroon ng pandemic, I would not have been accepted doon sa Idea Space Acceleration Program. Because I will not be able to devote more time. Hindi katulad sir na dahil pandemic, kahit na nung start nagtuturo pa rin ako ng full-time, hindi ko agad iniwan yung full-time job ko. Since online yung classes, makapagsingit ako ng meetings in between classes. No? Napakahirap ng transition. And napakahirap din sir ng transition na sasabihin mo sa asawa mo, lalo na may asawa na ako at may anak, na I think kailangan kong iwanan tong full-time job ko. Kasi hindi lahat sir, di ba, maiintindihan na ito yung comfort zone na natin for how many years. Dito ka merong regular na kinikita, di ba? Sabi nga nila, the biggest addiction sa world is salary, no? Na kasi hihintay mo lang yung 15 and 30, darating yan. Pag tumigil yan, parang hahanapin mo. Now sa business, everything is uncertain. Well, we have some clients nung nagsimula kami, nagkaroon ng pandemic, pero hindi kasi natin alam nun hanggang gaano katagal ba tong pandemic? 15 days lang ba to? 1 month ba to? No? After ba ng 6 months, magbabalik na ba lahat sa face-to-face classes? After ba ng pandemic, mawawala na ba lahat yung e-learning platforms na ito? So it's very uncertain. So it's really challenging yung shift na yun, sir, no? Na pagkakaroon ng businessman's mindset. Na kapag, joining startup programs, I was able to develop that din naman, na nakita ko na you prepare for that pala. Hindi mo siya kailangang hintayin na mangyari. So dapat, sa ngayon pa lang, kahit na for example, you're still in the middle of the pandemic, you're preparing for what will happen in the next 12 to 24 months. Pagka ganito yung nangyari, what will be your plan? And kung sakali man na hindi ganito yung mangyari, what will be your fallback? So parang in the beginning pa lang, you're already thinking about, your exit strategy. Pagka if things do not go well with your plan, pero ka-exit strategy. Kung sakali naman na according to your plan, how do you make sure that your plan actually works? So, sa teaching kasi sir, hindi ganun yung pinag-uusapan natin, ano? Ang mahalaga kasi sa teaching, meron kang knowledge, meron kang experience, pagsamahin mo, bigay mo sa mga estudyante so they will learn from your knowledge and experiences. Tapos, no? Parang ganun lang kasi sa teaching. Dito, sir, everything is about taking risks sa business. So, medyo mahirap yung transition. Kailangan mo ng matinding support system, your family, your friends, even kumbaga kung meron kang co-founding team doon sa startup mo kasi ang tataas ng goal sa startup, no? Kung gusto nyo talaga halimbawa na mag-work yung startup ninyo, dapat very ambitious din yung goals niyo na hindi ka pwede magsabi na dapat next month meron tayong ma-close na deal na worth 10,000 pesos or 50,000 pesos. Hindi. Pag startup, ang goal mo dapat next month meron tayong another 5 million pesos, no, na ma-close worth of contracts. Kasi kung hindi tayo magkakaroon ng 5 million pesos, makikita mo, mauubos yung pera mo sa salaries pa lang ng mga employees mo. They trusted you with your business idea, tinutulungan ka nila sa iyong business, dapat yung trust na yon, alagaan mo rin. So, make sure na mapapasweldo mo sila. That's why we have bigger goals. So, hindi ako naging ganun kahanda, sir, siguro, agad, no, doon sa transition na yon, na from having parang comfort zone na teaching to a riskier business life. But dahil nga nandiyan ang Thomasiinno Center, nandiyan ang Idea Space, Kubo Innovation Hub, I was able to make ends meet. And right now, for the past 4 years, we're still here. We're still alive and growing.
Justin, you'd say na now as you speak, no, meron ka ng ganyang mentality within you na cope.
Not actually cope. Kasi pag cope ka lang ng cope, halimbawa kung negative na nangyari, okay, sige. Parang sasaka, you're going to the flow. Yeah, adapting. Pero mas nakikita ko yung sarili ko na parang iterate. No, you're continuously iterating. When you experience something, you have a roadblock. Okay, how do you refine your idea para mas ma-improve? Di ba? So, instead of just coping na para kang nasa isang linear na growth, I see, pagka nag-iterate ka, more on upward yung trend. No? Improve.
That's a nice word. Tama. No, since we're talking
actually, Sir Claude, just to add to what Justin explained, no, in business, talagang if you have your original model, you have to validate it with the market. Yun yung sinasabi ni Sir Justin kanina, iterate. Pag nakita mo na hindi gusto ng market, you go back to the drawing board, do another prototyping, and then validate it again. Kaya iteration, dire-diretso talaga.
But you already learned from your previous mistakes. So you will not repeat it again. So hindi ka linear, pataas talaga yung growth.
Yeah. So which leads me to the question I wanted to ask it kanina pa na meron ba kayong did you have to change or iterate based on feedback from your consumers?
A lot of times. Kasi if we don't listen to our customers, walang bibili sa amin. Di ba? It is their problem that we are trying to solve, not just our own problems. I need to validate if the problems that I experience as a teacher is the same problem that teachers from around country are experiencing. Parehas ba kami ng problema? Baka ako lang. O ako lang yung may problema. Kailangan ko lang ayusin yung sarili ko. Pero if we have the same problems, I need to talk to them. Hindi pwedeng magbenta agad ako. I need to understand their problems. Now, makikita ko, okay, medyo parehas kami, pero mas malalim yung na-experience niya. So, I need to have a better plan in approaching that idea. Di ba? Parang I need to iterate better. I need to validate it better. So, tapos may makakausap na naman akong teacher na iba na naman yung pagtingin niya doon sa problem. So, a lot of times, no, hindi naman pwede na basta na parang, okay, ito lang yung gagawin natin kasi ito lang yung common sa lahat. Di ba? So, you need to look for opportunities na makita mo, is this problem something that is worth solving? Na baka hindi lang nakikita ng isa na problema niya rin pala yun. No? But we can only do that by talking to our customers, talking to fellow teachers, talking even to students, kasi sila naman yung nagko-consume ng aming content. Teachers yung primary beneficiaries kasi sila yung gumagaan yung workload, but it is the students who are consuming the contents that we have. So we need to talk to all of them, but we also need to talk to school administrators, to school owners. Bakit? They're the ones paying for the product. Diba? So they have different views of the problem. Iba yung nakikita na problema ng admin, iba yung nakikita ng problema ng teachers, iba yung nakikita ng estudyante, na from time to time, minsan na nakikita lang namin yung sa teachers. Tapos biglang may lalabas na problema sa part ng students. So, we need to improve again. So, may lalabas na problema sa part ng school administrators, we need to improve again. So, hindi siya one-time process. You know, sa project management namin, no, we're following yung agile methodology ng mga software developers na ngayon. Kasi medyo tech-enabled yung startup namin. Na may tinatawag kasi na sprint planning. No? Every 2 weeks, after you have solved some problems, you go back to the drawing board, see kung ano yung mga nag-work, ano yung mga may problema, ano pa yung mga bagong problems na nakita. Then let's plan paano natin to isosolve for the next 2 weeks. Then after 2 weeks, let's go back to the drawing board again, evaluate. So it's a continuous process. Hindi lang siya na halimbawa every year, I will try to solve one problem. No. In a month, there are lots of problems that we are solving. And every week, what I can say is the product gets better and better.
Yeah, tama. You cannot be complacent about your product, no? Pero you have to be open to feedback and comments. Yeah, yan lang. So, you know, very quick, I would also like to ask you, kasi you're in the startup industry, what is the common misconception or what are the common misconceptions about what a startup is?
Usually, you know, ang naririnig ko, na i-relate nila yung startups with SMEs or small, medium enterprises.
Yes.
Pero hindi actually. Porket ba, halimbawa, I have a new business, I'm already a startup. Okay, I have an online business now. I'm selling through Shopee. So I have a startup. O kaya meron akong bagong binuksan na sari-sari store. Kakabukas ko lang last month. Kaka-register ko lang ngayon January. Is that a startup? Actually, if we look at the textbook definition of startups in contrast with small and medium enterprises, startups are temporary organizations. Actually, you know, merong gray area eh. Kasi pag sinabing startup, since it's expecting to grow, na ma-fuel siya ng mga investments, no, kailangan may pumasok na pera para mag-grow siya. Kasi pag nagsimula ka, wala ka pa namang maraming clients. You have a good idea, pero saan ka kukuha ng capital to spin off your startup? So kailangan mo ng investment. So hindi pwede na sole proprietorship ka katulad ng most ng SMEs. Hindi pwedeng DTI registered ka. Kailangan corporation ka agad. Pero sa atas natin, pagka corporation ka, hindi lahat nagfo-fall agad ng small medium enterprise kasi iisipin nila pag corporation ka, malaki ka. 'Di ba? You're a big company. Tapos mas malaki yung tax rate ng mga corporations kaysa sa mga SMEs. So, if you go to the textbook definition of startups, which was also defined na rin no nung innovative startup law sa Philippines during the time of Senator Bam Aquino. They define startups as temporary organizations with scalable business model. So, hinahanap niya kung ano yung perfect business model for it para magkaroon siya ng scalable growth. So, it's not like about looking for 10 to 20% increase in revenue every year. No? Kasi pagka ganon, bago mo makuha yung growth, aabot ka ng mga 5 to 10 years. But startups are looking on a more hockey stick type of growth na ngayon, meron kang 5 customers, dapat by next year, meron ka ng 500 customers. So, parang ganong klase ng growth. So, it's more of a hockey stick type of growth. Bakit? Kasi malaki yung hiningi mong capital sa mga investors and kailangan maibalik mo yun sa kanila. And most investors or VCs or venture capital firms right now would not wait for 5 to 10 years to exit their business. What they want is by next year, hindi man through dividends, no, hindi sila maghahanap ng dividend. Kailangan either maibenta nila sa iba, no, yung share mo, na yung share nila sa company mo. So bumalik agad sa kanila yung pera, meron agad silang ganong klase ng return on investment, or within the next 2 to 3 years, makapag list ka ng startup mo sa IPO, sa magkaroon ka ng initial public offering, lumabas ka sa stock market, so the public buys stocks of your company. So makaka-earn ngayon yung mga investors mo. So that's typically the most common misconception about startups na i-relate siya sa mga SMEs. Kasi pagka SME, 'di ba? Sasabihin nila dapat maliit yung business mo, bago, and dapat hindi ka lalagpas ng 3 million pesos na annual revenue. 'Di ba? Kasi pag lumagpas ka ng 3 million, hindi ka na SME. Malaki na yung tax rate mo. Pero sa mga startup, bago sila, wala silang maraming kliyente, pero yung 3 million, baka 1 to 2 months revenue lang nila yan. No? O kaya pag may pumasok agad na investment, syempre, minsan ginagawa mo ng resibo yun, nag-i-issue ka ng official receipt sa investor mo. Akala ngayon ng government, revenue yun, sales yun. Hindi, investment yun. So it's something na hindi pa siya gaanong naiintindihan sa ngayon by most Filipinos. But we are happy, katulad ng sabi ni Sir Noel kanina, no, dumadami yung mga startups who are joining Thomasianno Center's incubation program because now they have a better understanding of what a startup is. Na hindi kailangan na meron kang sari-sari store or may online store ka. You have a good idea, you refine that idea, look for someone na willing to support your idea financially or through mentorship. Then with that, you will grow your startup exponentially. So, yun.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
Engineer?
I wanted to ask Justin. Justin, what do you think incubators like Thomasianno should provide to further help startups?
Kadalasan kasi, sir, no, in the history of startups, maraming startups nagsisimula sa mga universities like Facebook, Google, diba? Nagsimula sila sa Harvard, sa Stanford University. Ang dami mga startups started from universities. Pero anong common denominator? Yung mga founders nila, puro college dropout. Diba? Bakit? Because when they saw yung kanilang parang light bulb moment, nagkaroon sila ng parang great idea or bright idea, the university was not there to support them. And they cannot balance between being a full-time student and being a startup founder. And I see that's the role of incubators now. No? Na ma-ensure yung estudyante hindi magda-drop, kaya niyang mapagsabay yon, no? Na while the student is studying full-time, it's the incubation center or the Thomasianno Center who will provide the student with the necessary assistance para mapagbalanse niya yung dalawa, no? And isa pa, sir, ang dami nating mga estudyante na ang gaganda ng mga idea nila when they are graduating, ang dami nilang thesis, pero pagka-graduate nila, nasan yung thesis? Nandun, inaalikabok na sa library, no? Matagal nilang pinaghirapan yon, 1 to 2 semesters nilang iniyakan yung kanilang thesis, then after graduation, wala. They're employed sa regular na 8 to 5 jobs. Diba? And I see that the role of the incubation center there, or incubators like the Thomasianno Center there, is to help the students, no, nakita pa lang natin na okay, may magandang idea to. Maganda yung thesis niya. Now, let's not just shelf it. Let's turn it into an actual profitable business.
Yeah.
And the university will assist the student all the way. Kahit na-graduate ka na, balikan natin yung idea mo, no, para hindi naman masayang. Then let's look for university's partners, no, like UST, ang dami ng partners ngayon, like Accenture, Jollibee Foundation, di ba, Wilcon. Ang daming mga organizations willing to support these innovative ideas na partner na ng university, naghahanap lang kung anong popondohan. So that's something that I think ito talaga yung major role ng incubators right now.
Sir Claude, I completely agree with Justin. Over the past 3 years, no, yung aming outcome, yung number of incubators, no, very minimal, 7 incubators, bihira 8 incubators, ganyan lang. Kasi we're accepting only faculty at saka alumni. No, so you could imagine wala na sila sa university. In the case of UST, we are 44,000 strong. So why not tap into them? And this year, no, we decided to accept students, no, for incubation.
Wow.
And then, you know what? Our upcoming incubating, no, incoming incubating for 2024, it's 15. No?
Wow, dumami.
So, yeah, tama ka, Justine.
Ang maganda dyan, sir, no? Pagka-graduate nila, hindi na nila kailangan maghanap ng trabaho kasi natulungan na sila ng Thomasianno Center na ma-commercialize yung idea, ma-validate yung idea. Pagka-graduate nila, pwede na nilang pasweldohin yung sarili nila. Di ba? So, and hindi na kailangan, sir, na pagka halimbawa, magbi-business ka, kailangan graduate ka ng entrepreneurship or business management. you can actually come from your own industry. Like in my case, I came from the College of Education. I found a business opportunity in my own industry. So, yun yung isa pa na naitutulong ng Tomasino Center. Kulang ka sa business knowledge kasi EDOC graduate ka, kami magpo-provide sa'yo ng business knowledge. Or ipa-partner ka namin sa ibang aspiring entrepreneurs na may business knowledge. Ganoon.
Yeah, and through the years, mag-i-increase pa yung number of incubatees. So there will be more Justine Itugots in the world.
Yeah.
So, having said that, Justin, how about some briefly words of encouragement for other Thomasians and even non-Thomasians who would like to be startup founders?
Yeah, don't be afraid to try because innovation does not have to be a big bang event. Hindi kailangan na you have a really novel business idea bago masabi na kailangan bago ka mag-start ng business. Kahit na very simple yung idea mo, kahit na halimbawa hindi ka yung first na nakaisip ng idea na yan, nakita mo na existing na yan, but you're still thinking about it or thinking about doing it, go ahead, do it. Bakit? The main fact na ikaw mismo ay iniisip pang isolve yung problem na yan, ibig sabihin yung existing na solution is not able to fully solve that problem. Kasi may nakikita ka pa na gusto mong i-improve eh. So even if it's not an entirely new or unique idea, you go for it. Because after all, it's not the idea that matters, it's execution. Diba? Sabi nila, ideas are cheap, it's execution that actually matters. Execution is king. So don't be afraid to try your ideas. If you don't know about business, ang alam mo lang is about the product, then join incubation programs, join acceleration programs. Ang daming programs na free, no, na ngayon. And dahil sa internet, ang dami pang napapanood sa YouTube, ang dami mong pwedeng join ng mga webinars. That's what I did during the first few months of the pandemic. Startup Village, sila Carlo Calimon, ang dami nilang in-offer na mga free webinars every day about entrepreneurship, about startups. I just joined all these programs. And magugulat ka na lang na darating yung time na, okay, I know these things na pala. No? Pwede ko na pala siyang i-implement dito sa idea ko. And yun, don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to join programs, especially now that UST is offering visiting, not only for Thomasians, no, but even for non-Thomasians. At kung halimbawa, nasa ibang university ka, they also have their own incubation programs there. So you may also join that. And they can also assist you in looking for funding, for investors, for grants from the government. So, hindi na issue ngayon yung hindi ka business graduate, hindi na issue ngayon yung wala kang pondo to start a business, wala kang pang-capital, because incubation and acceleration programs can provide those for you.
Thank you very much. Engineer, napaka-ikli ng ating oras ngayon, pero Sir Justin, you've been very substantial. And the good thing about this show is that it can be shared. It can be shared online, so people can watch this in the future. So thank you very much for everything that you've shared. But Engineer, anything you'd like to say?
Sir, first of all, I this is for our viewers actually. I hope you realize that two things are required in business. Number one is the technical skill. In the case of Sir Justin, alam niya kung ano yung needs ng education. That is practically the technical skill. And the other needs is actually the business skills, which is how to market it, how to know your customers, how to handle your finances and everything. So very clear yon. Salamat ng marami, Sir Justin, for explaining all those things. I hope you were able to inspire a lot of people, give them a lot of insights, encourage them to become future entrepreneurs and startups. So again, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, po. Thank you, Sir Noel. Thank you, Sir Claude.
Thank you. Engineer, I think starting today, maraming kakatok sa pinto ninyo. Magpe-presenta ka ng kanilang brilliant idea.
Exactly.
All right. So thank you very much, and we're very happy to have Justin here in our episode today. And now, Engineer, we have some announcements. Congratulations to Reverend Father Napoleon Sipalay OP, the newly appointed Bishop of the Diocese of Alaminos, Pangasinan. Father Sipalay is the outgoing Vice Rector of the UST Central Seminary and the Prior Provincial of the Dominican Order in the Philippines. Congratulations po, and be assured of the prayers of the Thomasian alumni community in your new ministry. And before we end the show, we would like to thank all our alumni, students, and friends who have faithfully watched, shared and liked our Bridges episodes. We share with you the blessings of Bridges, and please continue to stay with us, like and share our show, and subscribe to our UST Thomasian Alumni Community YouTube channel and Facebook page. The past episodes of Bridges can be watched on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Do watch Bridges again on Tuesday for another exciting episode with our newly appointed Acting Director of the UST Office of Alumni Relations, Dr. Jurin T. Rocamora. So remember, here at Bridges, we build bridges of faith, bridges of hope, and bridges of love. Enjoy the rest of the evening. God bless you all and mabuhay kayo.
Oste!
Goste!
Yeah!
Thank you, Sir Claude. Thank you,
Thank you, engineer.